Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
A $65 million sky bridge project is ready to start in Huntsville, Alabama. Don't worry, guys. $47.3 million of that is federal dollars, as I'm continuously reminded. So I'm not supposed to worry about it because the federal government is paying the freight. So thank you to everyone listening in Scottsboro and Decatur and Coleman and beyond, because you guys are paying for this. And I feel like if I complain about the Amtrak in Mobile, I have to complain about this because we're looking for federal and state dollars to kick in on that. But this stupid sky bridge, $47.3 million in federal money. Oh, no. Now they're trying to tell us it's about flood mitigation and all this other stuff. Sure. I believe it. It will look pretty. All that stuff. Federal dollars being spent on this. Nobody will use this sky bridge except homeless people to go to the bathroom.
Number 6.
United States Senator Katie Britt, a Republican out of Montgomery, received a perfect 100% rating from Numbers USA. You know Numbers USA. They are the nation's largest grassroots organization advocating for reduced immigration levels. They're right, of course, on everything that they argue. And listen to this. This rating reflects her consistent stance on immigration policies that prioritize the enforcement of existing laws and the reduction of overall immigration numbers, aligning with the goals and criteria set by Numbers USA. And this is a good thing to see that both of our United States senators really are leading the fight here. And, she was part of that group that tried to come up with some sort of answer on immigration. And she didn't like the answer that group even came up with and voted against it. Took a lot of heat from the media on that one. But that was the right move because the bill they came up with was not good enough.
Number 5.
In an increasingly terrifying series of events, Jewish people are being attacked by organized groups across the country. This includes people attacked outside their synagogues in Los Angeles, people followed into the suburbs in Los Angeles, and attacked. And this happens as a member of Congress who is flailing in his campaign, Jamal Bowman, is suggesting that Jews are segregating themselves and that has to be stopped. I don't know if he meant by force, but sure. And even outside of a commencement for 5th graders, anti-Israel protesters showed up and started screaming at people and attacking them. The protest outside a West Los Angeles synagogue was probably the worst of these, just because of sheer numbers and exactly what it means to have people going to your place of worship and attacking you. But police intervention finally came. Who's going to get arrested for this? How many people are going to jail?
Number 4.
Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall, along with a coalition of 18 state attorneys general, opposed President Biden's decision to halt the removal of Palestinians in the United States illegally. Not much of a surprise that they're pushing for this because there's not a single type of person from any state or non-state, really, because Palestine doesn't actually exist, that Joe Biden doesn't want to say, yeah, let's go ahead and let them stay here. The attorneys general obviously arguing that it undermines immigration law and national security efforts because, of course, it does. I guess we need a Dagestan-like situation where people are actively bringing AR-15s and whatnot into churches and synagogues and killing people before we're going to wake up on this. But I don't think we'd learn anything from that either. They urged Biden to reverse this policy, prioritize securing the border. But Biden said,
Number 3.
The 7-year-old lie that former President Donald Trump called Nazis and other bad actors in Charlottesville, Virginia, very fine people, has finally been debunked by Snopes, and Trump's campaign is now demanding that President Joe Biden's campaign stop lying about it. There's no chance that's going to happen. They launched their campaign based on this lie. The other part of that lie is that Joe Biden's a decent and good person and not a horrible, amoral monster with no real beliefs or human core. But he's a husk of a human being wandering around right now, so it doesn't really matter. They'll see if this comes up at the debate, not going to. A sitting Alabama Circuit Court judge, David Carpenter, a moron who should get off of social media, said, no, Snopes, you are wrong. He said there are very fine people on both sides. How is this guy a judge? How is this a thing?
Number 2.
Former President Donald Trump suggested that he has chosen his vice presidential candidate for the upcoming 2024 presidential election, and that VP pick might be at this Thursday's presidential debate. I swear to God, everything Donald Trump does is like he's promoting a wrestling pay-per-view card. Every single thing he does. I mean, I realize he's in the WWF Hall of Fame. Excuse me, WWE Hall of Fame. Let's make sure we get that right. But I swear, coming up this Saturday at SummerSlam, we're going to announce who the vice presidential pick is. It's exactly how it sounds to me. Elise Stefanik, a U.S. representative from New York, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Tim Scott, a bunch of senators from Ohio, Florida, South Carolina, and South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, all of them on the table. Out of all those being considered, give me Nikki Haley. Who do you like?
Now, time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
600 rounds fired in Montgomery. I mean, then we were told, no, you guys are being ridiculous. It wasn't 600 rounds fired in Montgomery. Tell the truth, you liars. It was not 600 rounds. It was only 326 rounds, guys. Only 326 rounds. Never mind. Only 326 rounds. 13 injured. 1,000 people in attendance. Only 13 injured. It's pretty wild. Nobody killed, at least as I've seen yet. I could be wrong about that at this point. But it was a shocking incident at an unpermitted block party. By the way, 1,000 people at an unpermitted block party. If I walk into that scene and there's 1,000 people there, you know what I do? I turn around and I walk out. That's what I do. I just insane. Absolutely insane. But an unpermitted block party, chaos and fear in the city at this point. Crime is becoming a major issue, more so than it has been. According to Montgomery Police, the event held at a location that has seen frequent complaints about large disruptive gatherings turned violent when unknown assailants began shooting indiscriminately, leading to a massive response from law enforcement and emergency services. Let me tell you this right now. There was not indiscriminate firing at this event. I can tell you exactly what happened. Thugs thugging. That's what happened. There was some sort of beef. Maybe somebody stepped on their shoes or something, and it turned into this kind of chaos. And 13 people injured in a crowd of 1,000 when there were 326 rounds fired. Now, there's a lot of people out there talking about bump stocks and all sorts of other things. We don't even know if they were used here. And I've said this before, and a lot of people will take heed of this. And all you military people, tell me if I'm wrong on this. You can get in here on the scoutpestcontrol.com WVNN hot take text line. Tell me if I'm wrong on this. 866-494-WVNN. You can't aim something with a bump stock, really. You're just firing into a crowd. I mean, you're not doing that when you're basically operating what appears to be an automatic weapon. And this is maybe, if they did use them, this is maybe how you got off so many rounds. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about this actually being used, but we see politicians talking about it. I don't like it when they do that. You can get your thoughts in here right now. It is all very simple to do so. All you got to do, like I said, is pick it up, fire off a text at the scoutpestcontrol.com WVNN hot take text line at 866-494-WVNN. The same number here for the QC Connect free speech phone lines. You can actually pick up the phone and call in 866-494-WVNN, or you can email us, Dale at WVNN.com. Jump in there right now in the downtownrescuemission.org email inbox. We'll be right back.
Get WVNN's Dale Jackson's 7 Things You Should Be Talking About Today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.